And welcome back to the CSS podcast. I'm your host, Dave. The gentleman in the middle is Charlie, and the gentleman on our right, your left, is Sam. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Not bad.
Doing okay. Got through the week. Very stressful week, and I think because of that, I'm now sick. So I think my body is beaten down.
He's going to call in tomorrow. I'll have to sub for him 6 bell. Hopefully you don't have a 6 bell.
Well, unless I absolutely have to, I'm not, because my room is a catastrophe right now. No one literally can function in there right now. There's stuff laying everywhere. So yeah, perfect. I'm going to have to go in and if I can drag myself in there. Tuesday, it might be different.
Tuesday might be different. Thursday, 3, 2, 1 Tuesday nights. Yeah. But we do have
Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Be like Ferris Bueller and take the day off, and then they can get me on the video board.
Exactly. Make sure it's not a kiss cam, But we've got a good show for you today. We're going to, talk about the week that was, FC Cincy's victory, the Bengals draft recap, Reds recap here, and then we'll go into our topic of the week. It should be a fun topic, talking about whose number. The trivia has a little twist to the numbers segment as well. So, Charlie and Sam will have to put their thinking caps on to figure this out. But
I have real quick before we go on. I do have you do your trivia, but I have a draft related question I might throw at you guys. So
sure. You
kind of in the moment, it kind of works. If I do it next week, it doesn't really work. So.
Right. All right. Not a problem. So let's start with the week that was. FC Cincinnati defeated Colorado 2-1. Acosta, didn't he get the most goals? I mean, with his goal, most goals for an FC Cincy player. I think with 44, if I read that correctly, and my memory serves me right. But thoughts on?
I didn't see that, but I'm not saying it's wrong. I just didn't see that.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
Let me double check real quick. I don't want to lead everybody astray, but go ahead and talk about the game 2-1. And
I mean it's what it is. They scored 2 goals in one. They still haven't scored more than 2 goals in an MLS game yet, but they won a lot more than they lost. So when you have a good defense, you can play off that. So and you have Acosta, who somehow continues to find ways to score and help other guys score. I would have like 3 guys chasing after him if I'm defending him. He's going to score 50. If he's not scoring or assisting, FC Cincy's not scoring very often. So, you got one guy to deal with, and he still finds ways to get open. When you're that good, I guess that's just how you are. I'm sure Messi's had guys chasing him for 15 years. So, but yeah, he's definitely he's the catalyst, and he's been that way for the last couple of years. And I think he's even doing a better job's the right word, but he's a more important job even this year, because I think compared to last year, they're definitely more offensively challenged. So he's having to do even more stuff.
Yeah. So he did his goal in the 43rd minute gave him 44 scores for his FCC career, surpassing Vasquez, for the all-time lead. So I was correct and remembered. It's pretty good for an old guy like me.
Yep.
This is what we talked about, and I think this is, we don't want to keep beating the same drum, but 2-1 games, and it's probably going to be like until they maybe can get some firepower here in the whatever you want to call the window that opens up in June, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be able to or not, but
I should have mentioned it when I saw it, but they did sign somebody like a younger prospect type of player who's going to be joining in June. I think he's a Brazilian. See if I can't find that real quick. But he was a Brazilian forward, I believe, a younger guy. So how much of an impact somebody like that will make for them right now, I'm not 100% sure. Let's see here. I guess you can't type in FCC and federal stuff comes up.
But as he's looking at that, Crawley, what's the take for Orlando, who they have next? Where we sitting at in the league? Are we first, second, third?
We were fourth last week, so I assume with the win, then we've maintained that. We just played Atlanta.
No, I said Orlando.
The tournament at the end, the opposite, but ended up being Columbus, of course. Usually pretty good. I'm trying to pull up. This year, they're only 13th in the East. They have 9 points. FC Cincy has 18, so they only have 2 wins so far. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm looking at the standings, and some things have flip-flopped quite a bit. Miami was the worst team in the league last year, and they're in first.
Oh,
there's reasons why.
Right.
Orlando City, Nashville, and New England are all in the top half, and they're the 3 bottom teams. So that's kind of how MLS is. MLS is definitely a sport, a league that I think you see the most change up and down. I think it's easier than the other sports because it's like the systems, other than Miami, the system operates basically off communism. Like, it's just pretty, you have all these limitations, salaries and who you can get and designated players. I don't even try to understand it all. Europe's a lot different. Well, probably the rest of the world, other than MLS. The rest of the world is you got the money, you get who you want. It's why there is very little change in most other leagues. The big leagues, you always have the same 3-4 teams that are in the top, top 5 or whatever. So there's good and bad about that. You always have a chance coming into the season that, you might have FC Cincy, 2 years ago went from worst to, playoff win. So definitely gives you hope moving from one season to the other. But on the flip side, I'm sure again, Miami, when you get in Miami and they figure out ways that the league lets them bend the rules, then, they now have an advantage. Mm-hmm. So,
yep. It's a Messi effect, bending the rules and stuff.
Well, Messi plus 4 other guys
it's the
veterans from your, high level veterans. It's not just, if it was just Messi, it'd be different, but.
It's all Messi's teammates.
4 other guys
Barcelona teams that were the best in the world.
10 years ago, these guys would have been on the all world team.
Yeah,
several of these guys. So, granted, they're like 35 now. But still.
But hey, 35. Remember when I was 35? That was pretty good back in the day.
Yeah, when you're that level though, still play at the MLS level even when you're 35.
Right.
Yeah, if you're looking at what they're doing, Messi has 16 goals and assists in 7 games so far this year. That's ridiculous.
I assume he's leading the league.
Yeah. It's too easy. There's no reason somebody who can still play at that level. It's like LeBron James playing in the G League. Like, why would you be doing that? Like, it makes no sense. Like, when you can still perform at, and be considered one of the best in the world, why would you be playing at such a low level? But
doesn't have to train as
cash
much.
And prestige.
Yep.
He's basically gonna, he owns, someone owns the team almost. So, this is him setting himself up for.
He gets a percentage of the the MLS season pass. Like, he gets a cut of that as part of his contract, which is just ridiculous. That's why I told you guys before the season starts, if you're placing a wager on who's going to win, Miami's going to win. So they're going to win the cup.
Yep. All right. Let's move on we're going to go to the Reds, and then we'll come back to the Bengals. We're going a little out of order on our agenda, but I think we'll probably spend more time on the Bengals draft recap than we will the Reds recap, because it wasn't a great week for the Reds. 2-2 against the Phillies. However, they did win the series, which is a good thing for playoffs implications.
So Rangers, they don't play the Phillies in the rest of the year.
Nope, they're done with the Phillies. Yeah,
I hate
7
the
games.
MLB calendar. I think MLB calendar is the most ridiculous calendar there is.
Yeah, it is, because the Dodgers will be done. And when we were growing up, the Dodgers but we were in the division, the West with the Dodgers and those August games, September games against LA. Now, you don't miss the 10-game road trips out there with, LA, San Diego, and San Fran, where they go, 2-8 on a West Coast swing. And, back in the day.
But I'm just talking about there's no reason we're done with the Phillies. If we're only playing 2 series against them, then we should be playing the second series in August or something. It's it reminds me of some old guy who's setting up some work schedule, whatever, and he's just like, oh, I'm just kind of lazy, tired of this. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. All you literally have to do is press a button, and it's going to move those 3 games to a later date and switch something else.
It literally is. It's an old guy and his wife. They handwrite the schedule. That's it. They don't do it. MLB doesn't use a computer. It's literally somebody is writing it out.
That's why MLB is losing. Part of why they're losing.
Well, that and there's no, there's blackouts, right? So
right.
It's like
blackouts on MLB Network.
Yeah, exactly. But
or MLB, whatever that pay
MLB,
service is.
MLB TV. Yeah,
especially if with Valley's almost tanking for some cities, whatever, they should open it up. I could see a little bit hey, we want people to subscribe to Bally's, so they are subscribed to a service that gets Bally's, that and push that. But hell, Bally's going to be gone the next few years, I would guess. So
and then if you don't have cable, if you don't have, if you have a streaming service and it doesn't offer Bally's, because then you can't watch the Reds, and that's the thing that I'm in right now, because YouTube TV and Bally's went AWOL 3 years ago.
And you should be happy you're not watching the game right now.
Well, yeah, I know they're getting. There was 4-0 last time. I think
they're getting no hit.
Yeah, it was 4-0. Abbott gave up
4 hit runs and 2 outs in the first.
Yeah, exactly. So all right. Phillies series, anything you want to talk about there? Bryce Harper came back, hit a home run. It's at Papa Power.
Well, of course he did.
Yeah, Papa Power. Still 4-0.
The Phillies. Phillies are a really good team. So to win the season series against them, that's a plus. Take a little bit more pride in beating them than beating the White Sox and some of these other teams. So the Rangers right now, maybe they come back, but so it's just a good series. Good, as struggling. I was looking at the stats again over the season stats today, and I'm just like, God, how is this team 3 games over 500?
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's almost unexplainable how this team is. They have more guys batting under 200 than they do over 200.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's not like their OPS is because they walk a lot. LCS, I think, has 1 walk in his career. So these guys don't, it's not like they get on base. They're not Adam Dunn, so type thing. So just, I'm happy, sure, but they should probably be about 10 and 18 based on just the stats. So,
hey, the best month of David Bell's career. Seriously, it was the best start and
first month.
First month. Yeah. And it's just like, how in the world that culture, right? These guys believe in themselves. You get
he's tinkering good.
Yep. He must be tinkering.
Some good tinkering.
We'll move this piece here, this piece there, and next thing you know,
next thing you know, Stu's in the 3-hole, and here we go.
Or leading off.
Yeah.
Yep. And your best two hitters are nowhere near the top of the order. But now I think he's, Ellie's batting 2 and Steer's batting 3 now, so that might change tomorrow. They got one. They got 1 hit. India got.
They got 1 now.
Yeah, okay. So that's 5 hits for India in the last 2 games. So he might be moving back up to the leadoff spot. Because Will Benson is your leadoff hitter today. So
he was yesterday too. He had a couple hits yesterday.
You're right. So hopefully with the weather warming up, we'll be able to get these guys on track here sooner than later. All right.
Two hits.
All right.
Maley.
Luke. All right. Let's.
This is like 4th hit of the year.
Then he must be the hitter of the week then, right? No.
That's right.
We'll go. We'll do our segment here. Pitcher of the week. Who do we have? Who do you guys got for the pitcher of the week?
I have a feeling we're going to agree on this, so I'd like to hear what you guys say, but I have a feeling we're going to be 3 for 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm leaning a little recency bias with Hunter Green just for a start yesterday. I mean, it's best start of his season and maybe his best start of his career. I don't know. That seems a bit much, but I can't remember him. Because, I mean, 7 innings and he was under 100 pitches. So, like, that's the most efficient game that I can remember seeing him pitch anyways. Doesn't mean it is, but that I remember.
He pitched really well yesterday. The Cowboy was drooling all over himself.
That's who I'm leaning with. But I know Lodolo had another great start too. So
Ashcraft had 2 nice starts.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't get the victory on Friday night, but he pitched really well there. I mean, that's who I was leaning towards. Actually, who I was leaning towards was Suter.
Until yesterday.
Yeah, until yesterday, right? And it's like, well, I can't put him in 4 runs. He did. So, I mean, I would go Ashcraft for me, just because he did 2 decent.
He only had 1 game. He only started 1 game this past week.
Oh, he did? I thought he started 2.
Nope. No, I'm looking at the last 7 days, and he's just got 1 start.
Oh.
It was a good one.
It was a good one.
6.1 and 1 earned run.
Yeah.
I went with Green because of the two starts of 7 innings. You know, I'm almost at the point now where, you know, I was happy with 5 days ago, whatever, and he went 7 and gave up 4. It's like, at least you're going 7. You know, you're saving the bullpen a little bit. You're stretching yourself out, and then he comes back with this start. So, for me, Hunter Green was the easiest one.
All right. Well, 2 out of 3 is not bad. Good job, Hunter. Hitter of the week.
A little harder.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm about to just say India because he went 4 for 4 yesterday.
Yeah, India 5. He got 5 hits and raised his batting average to 2. I mean, Ty Stevenson hitting the ball pretty hard. Barrel rate's really good. Ellie is still hitting, walking, stealing, causing havoc.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know. I'm trying to see Ellie's like last week or so.
I went with the surprise on this one.
Yeah.
Stu?
No. He's batting like 050 from the last week. He has 1 hit.
You probably went with CES.
And he just struck out just now. So, no, I didn't go with CES either. Well, bigger surprise than that.
Espinal.
Yeah.
He is the highest average for the week by far.
That's true. That is true. I forgot. It's been, That was after you said he should have been demoted. We all said he should have been demoted.
He got fired up.
And he got fired up. He must have listened to the podcast. You know, way to go.
Yep.
All right.
I went with Espinal.
Okay. Sam, who are you going to go with?
I mean, Espinal's a good one. I'll go ahead and go with Espinal. Yeah, if he had the highest average of the week, actually looked like a big league hitter, we'll go ahead and give him some props. Might be the only time we give him some props all season.
Yeah, no, that's part of why I went with him.
All right.
And the most RBIs for the week.
Hey, well, let's do it.
That's rarely going to happen.
Make it let's hope it never happens again the rest of the year. Because if it does, yeah. All right, we'll make it a clean sweep. So there we go. Espinal is our hitter of the week.
He's still only hitting $190.
Yeah.
That tells you how bad he was.
Yeah.
I think he got down to like 120 or something.
Bubba Thompson's at 111 right now.
Yeah.
Well,
so
there's your answer for the next one.
Yep. Who should be demoted? You know, we don't need anybody. We don't need anybody on this team playing.
He should be demoted out of the major leagues.
Yeah. We don't need anybody on this team playing bingo with the batting averages, right? 0.75 or something like that. So, I think Bubba Thompson is clean sweep there as well.
Yeah,
all right.
He doesn't have a single walk, so yeah, his on-base percentage is $111. Yeah, I mean,
he needs to be like Bad News Bears-ish.
Yeah.
Send him up there and lean into it. The only reason he on the team is that he has speed, that he can pinch run. You're a designated pinch runner with the 26 man. So,
yep.
He should never have an at bat unless you literally are out of players.
Yep. Yeah, he's 2 for 18 on the season. So
right.
2 for 18. Yeah. All right.
In 18 at bats, he's a negative .3 WAR.
And it's only 25 games into the season.
Yeah, that's
what would be interesting, or will hopefully eventually be interesting, is and really there should be 3. You should have Friedel, Marte, and McLean on this roster. What 3 guys would be not on this roster? Easy. Bubba's easy one.
I think it's
Espinal because they traded for him.
Martini. I think Martini goes away too.
Yep, I do too.
Martini.
Yeah, I think those are the easiest 3 to just say see ya. So, I'm looking at the roster right now, and unless it's Stu, but David Bell likes Stu. I don't.
Stu's that 5th outfielder.
Yeah,
I think he's got some bad pictures of Tinkerbell. So
he might be dating his daughter. Who knows? A little Dusty Baker.
Exactly.
Corey Patterson. So, all right. Let's move back up to the Bengals draft recap. This weekend they had 10 picks. So we're going to break it up into day 1, day 2, and then day 3. So thoughts on day 1 and day 2 picks. So we have, let's see, Mims out of Georgia, the tackle, day 1. And then we went Chris Jenkins, defensive tackle out of Michigan, with the first pick in day 2, and then followed that up with Jordan Addison out of Alabama.
Jermaine Burton.
Oh, Jermaine Burton, not Jordan Addison. I wish it was Addison, but yeah, Jermaine Burton out of Alabama. And then we had the comp pick.
Compensatory.
Compensatory pick out of the kid from, was it A&M?
Yeah, McKinley Jackson.
McKinley Jackson out of A&M. So thoughts on rounds?
That wasn't the 3rd round pick.
Yeah, it was.
It was. Yeah. That was at the end of the
3rd round. McKinley Jackson was 3rd round.
That was the end of the 3rd round, right?
Yeah, that's what they've got.
I was thinking he was 4th round.
Yeah. So, all right. So, what's your thoughts on that? First 3 picks, or 4 picks, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of told you yesterday how I'm not necessarily a big fan of taking Mims in the 1st round. And we've mentioned that this team they have a lot of needs, and they needed guys that could come in and make an instant impact, and to kind of draft someone who I don't see that happening. I think the only way he sees the field is if one of the 2 tackles gets hurt. And I don't know that that's really where you should have went in the 1st round, especially the way that the draft fell, where you had your pick of whatever cornerback you wanted. All of them were still on the board there. I thought that's where they should have went. Should have went corner. Should have went whichever one they liked the best. Just because, outside of Cam Taylor-Britt, I'm not sold on any of the corners on our roster. I don't know. DJ Ivy, they're saying Dax Hill is going to be a corner now. I'm not sold on either of those guys being a corner, and I think Hilton is just, he's getting older. He's going to continue to get worse, unfortunately, as your slot guy. You kind of saw it a little bit last year. I think you're going to see it even more this year. So I would have went corner with the 18th pick. I think Mims is going to end up being a good player, but he's not going to help us this year. And I really would have liked to have drafted somebody that would actually help us this year.
Yeah, that's what we talked about yesterday, was just at 18, I don't think you have the luxury of drafting somebody to sit, especially on a rookie deal. I know you got that 5th year for round 1 guys, but I would have liked to seen a plug and play. I was really, really hoping Murphy slipped another 2 spots, or the Bengals went up 2 picks to grab them, but Bengals.
We knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to. I mean, they sat.
They just don't do it.
They sat tight all the way through. They could have moved up and grabbed a couple of players in round 2 or round 3. But
I can't remember. I saw a quote. I can't remember what player it was. They were, oh, we're sweating it out. We're hoping that he falls to us. It was, I can't remember if it was Chris Jenkins or if it was somebody later on in the draft. And I was just like,
I mean, I heard that about Chris Jenkins.
Yeah, Chris Jenkins.
All of these picks.
Go up and get him if you want.
Go up and get him. Like, what do you mean? Why are you sweating it out? Especially when they were talking about, oh, he's 3 picks away. Like, why are you sweating it out? If you like him, go up and get him.
All right, and it wouldn't have cost that much to go up 3 spots.
Right,
you wouldn't.
Would have given up your extra 3rd round pick, if that,
or your or throw in your 4th round pick, or But I don't know.
I mean, I guess it worked out for them. They got who they wanted. So
yeah. I would have loved to seen their big board. Who and what's his name? Charlie.
I guess Mims would have had to have been super high. I mean,
they did 5 picks that they drafted had visits. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah. And that's, out of the 30 guys that visited, they drafted 5 of them. And I think that's what they're looking for in Zach's culture world, right? Is who's going to fit with us? Do we like them? Do we like their character? Those type of things. So, I mean, to me, I think the draft, the whole draft was high risk, high reward. I mean, because Burton has so much potential as a burner wide receiver. I mean, didn't drop a ball all year for Bama. I mean, and you had Jalen Milrose throwing the ball all over the place, and he wasn't as accurate as Burrow. So he had to make some adjustments and make some good catches. And so character issues because of the Tennessee storming the field and getting in his face, those type of things. Yeah, he's going to be upset. What he did was wrong. Yes, it was, but fans shouldn't be storming the court and taunting players as they're doing that. Mims is another one that, like I said, I would like to see a plug and play right away. That doesn't mean that he won't play this year, because Trent Brown probably going to get injured somewhere along the line, and he's probably not going to play all 17 games. So we'll see what he has. Jenkins, is he going to be the run stopper that we need? And that's what he was at Michigan. He really didn't put pressure on the quarterback.
4 career sacks, they said.
Yeah. So, and you're hoping Rankins then is your pass rusher. I don't know. I wish they would have went up and got somebody. I wish they would have got Murphy there. I really do. But oh well. Because you could have got a tackle in round 2. Pittsburgh did.
Right. Yeah. And there's your development guy. I mean,
Yeah.
That's what I don't get. You could have gotten her. And also, while we're on the subject, I don't trust the Bengals to develop an offensive lineman.
Right. So that's the whole thing.
That's part of the issue why I'm upset that they went offensive lineman there in the first round, because you haven't proven with this staff that you can develop anybody. I mean, these guys are coming in, even the free agents, they're not getting any better. They don't seem to fit real well together, So I don't know. We talked about, is it scheme? Is it Pollock? Is it, what is it? Are these guys coming in? Are they just getting the wrong guys,
Is the guys not willing to be coached? Who knows, right? So,
for as long as I can remember, outside of, a couple random guys, they've been really bad at drafting offensive linemen. I mean, really bad at it. So, I don't know. I think, like I said, I'd have rather them taken whichever cornerback that was at the top of their board. I think that would have been the best impact guy round 1.
Crawley, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I guess my biggest concern is that I felt like they drafted for 2025 instead of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
These guys, I mean, on this list, I mean, who's likely to have a significant impact this year? Maybe Jenkins, maybe Burton. Mims are hoping doesn't step on the field, and that's your first round pick. And the Bengals have an issue where their first round picks many years don't play. Hence last year. So, I mean, that worries me again. It's to me, it's all about winning the Super Bowl. It's the same thing as it was last year. Like, that should be the number one priority: win the Super Bowl, no matter what. Now, question is, I mean, if you could trade up, they just don't do that. So there's no point in even talking about it because they don't trade up in the first round. They haven't done it for 15 years.
15 years,
so,
yeah,
something like that. So they don't do it. They value their picks. They value their 7th round picks even. So so then you get to the 18th and you're like, okay, who else would they have taken? Mims graded very high potential. So I'm okay with that. I think Jenkins is my favorite pick. They need a run stopper. I mean, that was, to me, their number one issue last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just got blown up that last half of the season. I mean, it was awful. You go back and really look at those stats. I mean, they were terrible in terms of stopping the run. So they got 2 guys. The Jackson dude is even a more run stopper. He's a big old nose tackle. So, I'm hoping both those guys can contribute this year. Cornerback, for a 5th rounder, they got a pretty good high grade on it, or high marks on it. He's, I think, better than that. Jackson's the opposite. He had like a 6th round grade on him. So,
right.
So we'll see. Would have liked him to take like a running back in the 7th round or something, but I mean, they do need an interior offensive line. I'm very worried about, I don't know how much Kappa and Terrace have left. Not only just salary wise, like contract wise, but also in the tank.
Well, they did draft Mims. Is it Mims from Miami, the center, in the 7th round?
That's Matt Lee.
You mean Lee?
Oh, Matt Lee.
Matt Lee.
Sorry, not Mims. Yeah,
he's a 7th rounder. You ain't expecting him to play this year.
But that's backup depth, right? So
that's a guy who has got a lot of injury history.
Yeah, he does. I
was very surprised at drafting 2 tight ends.
Yes.
They don't draft tight ends, period, and they drafted 2 of them.
Well, let's go into rounds 4 and 7 there, and that's 2 tight ends. So now they got 4 on the roster.
They got 5 on the roster.
They have 5.
They got 5 now.
They have 5, yeah.
Who they have?
They got Hudson, Gesicki, and Sample. Plus the 2 new guys.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. So 5. Ooh, I thought Sample was gone, but I guess
he resigned.
That's right, he did.
I mean, one of those, you're not carrying 5, so one of those 5 guys is cut.
Yeah,
or practice squad.
Squad.
Attempted the practice squad.
Right. I mean,
well, all might be injured at the beginning of the season, so he might be on IR or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Yep. IR, those type of things. So,
But I agree with you on the high reward, high risk. That's what this draft was.
Yep.
I think that's the 2 themes. It was high reward, high risk, and it was a future draft.
Right.
It was not enough about
this
putting guys
year
out there that helped this 2024 year.
Right.
Because they would have drafted, guys that, I don't know, just would have been a different idea that they would have gone. Or they would have traded up to get the guys they wanted.
And, last week the bombshell didn't drop until after we were off the air about Trey Hendrickson wanting to trade.
He needs to fire his agent.
Yes, he does.
He should have done that yesterday.
But
goodness.
I mean,
well, you just don't say it to the Bengals. It'd be different if you're on another team, but Bengals won't play that game.
No, they don't. Which
I mean, other teams do. I mean, AJ Brown demanded a trade. He got traded.
Yep. But it's like with Trey, the Bengals worked on good faith. I mean, he was coming off a down year in 2022, and they gave him the extension. He signed that, and now this year, he had 14.5 sacks. He thinks he wants a little more money, which he probably should get a little more money for that production. But
see, here's the thing: that's what you do as a player and as your agent. You either bet on yourself or you take the long-term security.
Right.
He chose to take the extra year of security.
Right.
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, maybe bet on yourself, Trey. I mean, I don't know. If you think you're this good, bet on yourself, and then you'd have been a free agent. And yeah, you would have gotten a massive payday. But guess what? You chose not to do that.
Right.
I don't know what to tell you. Like,
with the extension, does he have 1 more year or 2 more years?
Tacked on next year. So what I think what it did was it guaranteed
added this year to it.
Yeah,
it added 2025. Yeah,
or it guaranteed last year.
Oh, so he'll be here. He'll be here 2025 then. 2 more years.
Yep, and he'll be 32. And the Bengals aren't giving him an extension, so it is what it is.
Well, and also I was, there were some people on Twitter, some agents and everything, were saying he can't even sign anything until past the year.
Correct.
So what's he even on about right now? I don't makes no sense.
Yeah, and it's and they were, a lot of people were saying, well, it's like Carson Palmer. Well, no, it's not, because Carson Palmer was willing to retire. He'd mentioned that he might, all things are on the table, even retirement. Trey's not going to retire, right? I mean, because if he wants more money, he's not retiring. Palmer didn't want more money. He
just didn't want to play in Cincinnati.
He didn't want to play in Cincinnati anymore because of the culture and of all the losing and just the knuckleheads that Marvin Lewis was bringing in, trying to reclaim, him and Mike Brown trying to, heal him, giving them, the wayward home for boys. And Palmer said, I'm done with this. And he retired. He was
Palmer's had nothing to do with money.
Right.
He had the contract. He was the highest. He got the highest paid quarterback contract or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, his was had nothing. Not even close to the same scenario.
Yeah. So, it's just so it's totally different scenarios. But to do it right on the eve of the draft, it's like, oh, you're trying to pressure the Bengals into drafting your replacement so that they trade you.
Right.
Just look down in the locker room and see who's still there. T. Higgins still there. Right. So, yeah, but
right. Or call Carson Palmer and realize they will literally let you retire.
Right. Exactly.
It does not matter.
Right. Because somebody then might call
for you. Nope, whatever. We'll be 3-13. I don't care.
Right. We'll throw Scott Mitchell in there, Gus Farad. We don't care.
Bruce Gradkowski, you starting 10 games.
Yeah.
Ryan Fitzpatrick as a rookie or whatever. They don't care.
Nope, they don't. All right. Well, let's move on. What was your best pick? What do you think the Bengals' best pick was?
I said Jenkins.
I think not taking a kicker or punter was their best pick. But, probably Jenkins. I think Jenkins will have the most impact year one.
I went with Eric All. I think if he's healthy, Fairfield boy there, Crawley, for you.
I know.
If he's healthy.
Let's hope he doesn't mimic the other Fairfield guy that they drafted.
That's true. That is true.
It's not any Cincinnati area guy that they've drafted recently. Because none of those guys have worked out.
Hubbard's pretty good.
Well, since Zach Taylor has been the coach, he has not drafted a Cincinnati area guy that's done anything. I mean, it's only been a handful, but
right. But I think if he's healthy, I think he's a great route runner. I think he runs great after the catch. So that's going to be
that's
something.
A big if, though. It sounds like
it is, but we'll see.
I think that's why they drafted the second guy.
Yeah. Yep.
So why don't you draft him? I don't know, but okay.
And then we'll see how the two are, and then they might move on. Well, Gesicki's probably on a 1-year contract.
Right. Yeah. That's what they've done.
They never re-sign these veteran guys. And Tanner Hudson and Drew Sample are not easily replaced, but they are replaceable.
Right. And they're cheap, so they're not going to command a whole lot of money.
Right.
All right. So division rivals picks. Any stand out there? I thought I think Pittsburgh probably had the best draft out of Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. I like what they did with their first three. Right, they got the Washington tackle who's probably going to slide inside. And then
the guy that I said the Bengals would take first.
Right, and he was available, but they went with Mims upside, I guess,
and he would have played right away. But I mean, they don't have a spot necessarily. So
yeah, and then they drafted the center from West Virginia, who's mean and nasty, and then they got the linebacker that fits their MO. Okay, I mean, so I looked at Cleveland's draft and Baltimore's draft. I'm like, I don't recognize too many of these names, and I'm like, I'm not too worried about that. I know Baltimore got Wiggins out of Clemson, but
I don't know how that's going to do in the AFC North. He's
right,
fast, but he weighs as much as I do.
Right. I mean, he's 5'10".
He's $160.
$160. Right. Yeah. So yeah.
And the AFC North, I don't know how that's going to go over in the AFC North.
So who do you think the Steelers did what they needed to do, or do you think anybody else?
Well, I saw, I can't remember who put it. I think it was Joe Goodberry, or whichever one of those Goodberries is the Bengals guy. He had like his draft grades, and the Bengals were 11th, and they were the worst in the division.
Oh, wow.
So he had, I think it was like 2, 5, and 9 were the other three teams, but I can't remember the order. So I mean, he really liked what the rest of the North did.
Probably because of just people that can contribute on special teams and stuff like that, because they're not. I mean, or you might have better, I don't know, faith in their coaching staff that they can coach them up.
Yeah, I mean, Baltimore. I mean, they got that Tez Walker dude in the 4th round. I think he could walk in and be their best receiver.
That's who I wanted. That's who I was hoping that they would
really
get.
Good. I mean,
and he's tall, 6'3".
Stuff. That's the only reason why he fell, because he didn't put out a lot of tape this past year. So I mean, between him and Wiggins, I mean, those are two pretty good picks there. Let's see what Cleveland did. I mean, Cleveland didn't have a lot of picks to begin with. So,
they were still recovering from the Deshaun Watson trade.
Yeah,
they lost a lot of their picks. That was the end. This was the end of that. Like, they've now gotten through that trade.
Gotcha.
So they can still get. So next year will be their first in the first round pick in a normal draft. All right, let's move on. Let's go to our trivia question here. So Charlie's Sam actually is going to give last week's answer, I believe, and then I will come on with this week's question. So if you think you can answer it, so go ahead and you can either send it in if you're watching live on YouTube in the chat, or you can go to our Instagram and Facebook pages, and also our Twitter feed at Cincy Sports Scene, and you can just DM us there. So, Sam, you've got your question from last week. Uh-oh, he disappeared. That would be a no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh, he's gone. I don't know where he went. Technical difficulty. I know he was using his phone because his computer was acting up. He couldn't hear us on that. So I don't remember what his question was. Do you, Crawley?
I do not. I barely remember mine. So
yeah, that is true. Well,
I think it was the scoreboard stumper.
It was the scoreboard stumper. It was
like looking for it.
What was it? Something about it was against. Was it who they play Sunday?
The
Angels, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe
so
Trout was an answer.
Trout was an answer. Silver Sluggers, right? It was something about silver sluggers.
Yeah. Yeah, who's won the most silver
sluggers or something like that. Yeah. And it was like Trout, Larkin
and Bonds.
Bonds. Yeah. You there, son? Uh-oh.
I guess just go ahead and do yours. So
all right. So to go to the notepad for mine. So this has to do with our topic of the week here, which is numbers. So this is baseball. So what is baseball's all-time top 5 uniform numbers ranked by WAR? So from 5 to 1.
Yeah.
So what is the best all-time top 5 uniform numbers ranked? Did you hear the trivia, son?
No, go ahead and say it again.
Okay, so we're talking numbers here. It says, what is baseball's all-time top 5 uniform numbers ranked by WAR?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say the number 5.
Yeah.
Number 5 is number 1. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
That's really good guess, Crawley. I didn't guess it.
Well, I was thinking bench and DiMaggio, Pujols, all 5.
Pujols,
so.
Yeah.
And then Nomar.
I'll say 24 is on there.
Which one?
Griffey and Bonds.
Yeah,
24. Griffey and Bonds.
24, yeah. But yeah, Bonds was on there for a little bit, but he switched to 25 when he went to San Francisco. Because 24.
True. But is 24 one of the top 5?
24 is number 5.
Okay.
So you got number 1 and number 5. So you got the bookends.
3.
Yes, number 3. Oh no, I was wrong. Boo. Sorry.
I got a clap and it's actually wrong.
Yeah. Yes, it's wrong. Because I was looking at place 3, not so no, number 3 is not there. So, and part of the reason it's not there is because Ruth, and when I was digging some research, Ruth is number 3 for the Yankees, but the Yankees did not issue numbers. There was no numbers prior to 1927. And by that time, Ruth had 410 home runs. So the WAR, they did not go back.
So he didn't get the WAR?
No, only when he had WAR in that number. Yeah. So like from 27 or 28 on.
What about 44?
Nope.
About 27.
It's probably all going to be lower numbers.
Nope. And so nope for both of you guys.
Goodness.
Give you a couple more guesses.
Uh, 13.
No. 2 more guesses.
What do we have so far? What have I gotten so far?
You've got number 5.
5
and number 24. Yep. Number 5, their WAR is.
How about 7?
Yes, number 7 is 3 on the list with 1,842.
I'll say I'm done. 8.
No. All right, Sam.
Yeah, okay.
You got one more.
13. Say 32.
No. So, all right. So they have 5, 7, and 24. So 1, 3, and 5. So they're missing the even numbers. So if anybody thinks they know it, go ahead and chime on in, put it in the chat. If you're watching live on YouTube, if not, if you're listening to the podcast this week somewhere, go ahead and find us on Instagram and Twitter at Cincy Sports Scene and see if you can know it. And Carly, you said you had something about the draft that you wanted to run through here.
Yeah, just a Bengals draft question that I heard. So, yeah. So the Bengals are known for drafting.
Did I get it? No. Oh, okay.
The Bengals are known for drafting teammates. In the last 26 years, they've drafted 16 teammates. But who was the last pair of teammates the Bengals drafted that were at the same position?
At the same position?
Right.
The same position.
Who were they?
Chad and TJ?
Boom. Clap there. Yeah. That's it. That's the answer. Yeah, one.
Last one's at the same position. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Unless you... Yeah, because
been a while.
Because Hill and Ivy weren't in the same class, right? It was a year later. Because wasn't Ivy from
Ivy went to Miami.
Oh, Miami. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking he went to Michigan.
No, you're thinking of Hill. You're thinking of Dax Hill and TJ. What's his name? Turner.
Yeah.
Isn't that the guy that they drafted from Michigan last year?
Yeah,
something like that. DJ Turner. Turner. Yeah. That's why I think I got the two DJ and DJ. Yeah, I got those two guys here. All right. Yeah, it's a good one. All right. So now we're going to go into our topic of the week. And this week it's called Whose Number? And what we're going to do is just throw out a number, and then we are going to see which athlete pops into our head. And then, we'll come up with the best athlete or player to ever wear that number or have that number. So we'll have a little debate on that and see if you out there in listening land agree with us. So Crawley, since this was your topic, I'll let you go first, throw out a number, and Sam and I and you can chime in.
Okay. What I thought was a fun one. 99.
99?
99.
Gretzky.
Judge. Aaron Judge.
Nice.
That's two of them. Yep. I have. I found a good 10 guys, 8, 9 guys on this list. All of them you will have heard of.
So I'm going to go with Gretzky as probably the best player to wear 99.
Oh yeah. If we're just trying to figure out the best player, definitely.
Yeah. But who else had him?
Well, you're missing a couple pretty stud football players, like Hall of Fame guys.
Warren
Sapp. 3 of them at least.
Warren Sapp.
One's not in the Hall of Fame yet, but he will be.
Warren Sapp.
Actually,
JJ
2
Watt.
of them are not yet. But yep, there you go.
Yep.
There's one more that's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Bengals killer.
499.
Even in a practice a couple years ago, they came and practiced the Bengals, and he got in a fight with the whole team.
Was it Sue?
Oh, what?
JJ? Yeah, he already said what?
I said TJ. Yeah.
No, JJ.
Yeah.
No. Wasn't he 99? Is he not 99?
JJ Watt was 99. Isn't that who you said? You said JJ or TJ?
I said.
Are they both 99?
JJ. I said JJ Watt.
Okay.
Because TJ's not 99. I don't think he's 99.
90, isn't he?
Something like that. Yeah. I don't know. It popped to my head.
Yeah, this guy just retired.
Aaron Donald is who I meant. Not Sue. Donald's who I meant. Yeah. So yeah.
Sue might have been 99 as well, but that's not who.
Yeah.
And then you're missing the most famous 99.
The most famous?
Yep.
I said Gretzky.
Not the best, but that's famous.
99.
No,
What sport? Auto racing. Auto racing. Number 99.
Baseball.
Baseball. 99.
The only 99 I can think of is Judge for baseball. Was Ricky Vaughn? Did he wear 99?
Ricky Vaughn, Wild Thing. Yes, he was 99. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So we're going off topic there. All right. Perfect. All right.
Hey, I'm going to throw 99. Little Wild Thing.
All right. All right, Sam. Throw a number out there for us.
24.
24. So, Willie Mays is the first person that pops to my mind.
Kobe originally.
You had Junior in Seattle.
Junior.
And then you got, Jeff Gordon. If you're going NASCAR, he was 24.
Was he 24?
He was 24, yeah. Yes, he was.
Jeff Gordon, yeah.
Jeff Gordon in the rainbow car.
Yeah, I mean, you're missing a pretty recent baseball player, too.
Oh, yeah, we're missing a bit. I just thought of it. Yeah. Oh, I'm not thinking he just retired. I was thinking Barry Bonds.
Oh, Barry Bonds. Yeah, no, this guy just retired. I think last year was his last year, maybe.
Miggy?
Miggy. Yep.
Ricky Henderson.
Yeah.
Ricky Henderson
24. Too. Hence, that's why.
Did we say 24 for our top? Oh, yeah, I did. I said 24.
You said that. Yeah, that was number 5 on the list.
For the best
number 5.
Yeah.
He was a pretty good football player, too.
Well, there's a couple corners like Revis Island. Champ Bailey, I think, was 24.
Bailey. This guy won
Charles Woodson.
Yeah, Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson. Yeah. Yep. All right. Any more?
Thank you. Hit all the top ones. Yeah.
All right. So let's go with let's go with 32.
32. I think it's Jay Bruce right off the bat.
Yep.
I guess, yeah. That is not my first thought. But also a little older. I think of a lot of basketball players.
Yeah. Rudy Johnson was
Magic.
32,
Who'd you say, Carl?
Magic was 32.
Magic
Johnson.
Yep.
Karl Malone. Shaq for a long time.
Yep. Yeah, I thought of Shaq as 33 just from his LSU days.
Right.
When
he went to the Lakers. Well, I think when he went to the Lakers, he was 34. He changed to 34.
Right. Yeah, he went to 34
because of Magic Johnson.
No, because because 33 was taken by Kareem. It was retired.
That's Kareem, but 32 was Magic.
Magic, right? So yeah, he went to 34.
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown's another one. OJ.
Well,
yeah.
OJ. He's Heisman.
I guess it's a playing career.
Yep, playing career. We're not talking about afterwards or anything like that. But yes, OJ. And then the other running back, Marcus Allen.
Yeah.
So
32 is pretty strong. That's a good group.
32 is pretty strong. All right, Crawley.
Favorite number growing up, 7.
7. Mickey Mantle.
Yeah. Cristiano Ronaldo.
I was going to say, I figured Sam, I was going to say a famous soccer player.
Yeah. 7's a big soccer number.
You got Spencer Steer now, number 7, right, for the Reds.
Got Mike Vick.
Michael Vick.
Mike Vick. Another one, better quarterback than Vick.
That was number 7.
Like top 5 all time, probably.
Oh, Elway.
John Elway.
Yep.
Elway.
And then you're the Bengals quarterback.
Boomer.
That's the first guy I thought of.
Yeah.
Boomer.
That's good.
So that's good.
That's good. All right, Sam. Next one.
No, we'll just go ahead. We'll go with 23.
23. Well, Jordan made it famous, that's
well,
you know,
Jordan and LeBron.
Well, yeah, but Jordan made it famous. So
yeah,
right, and then LeBron had a piggyback off of him, right? So yeah. And then who else do we have?
Another famous.
Say what? You cut out.
Another famous soccer guy. Not as good, anywhere near as good as Ronaldo, but famous because of his just fame, publicity.
Beckham.
Yeah.
Yep.
Christian McCaffrey, I think, is 23, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Donnie Baseball.
Donnie
Mattingly. Kirk Gibson was 23. Sandberg was 23.
There you go. WGN days.
WGN days, yes. Holy cow.
Sandberg to Shawn Dunston.
Yep. Best second baseman ever. Marty Brannaman would go ape crap on Ryan Sandberg because he would never dive for a ball. And he said he cannot be the best second baseman ever because he would never dive for the ball. End of story. So it was great listening to him rant and rave about that.
No analytics back then. So
nope, no analytics back then. Anybody else that we're missing?
No, 23? You guys hit them. I mean, football-wise, Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, yeah.
Was 23.
Was he 23 or 24?
He was 23. Devin Hester was 23. Yeah, I mean, those are.
Okay.
All right.
Next one.
We'll go to my favorite number, 44.
Adam Dunn.
Eric the Red.
Yep.
Aristides Aquino or whatever. Yeah, the Punisher.
Oh my God, Sam, you should be banished. You should be on probation for a couple of weeks for that comment. For that, I would not even have said that if I thought of it.
Nope. I forgot about Adam Dunn. Goodness. I mean, because I had Hank Aaron, right? Ellie and Davis.
Yep.
And then another big stretch from the Giants.
McCovey.
Yep, Willie McCovey.
Is that who you mean?
Yep. And then the Diesel, not Shaq, but the Diesel football running back. Redskins.
John
Riggins, yeah.
He was the Diesel? I don't remember that.
Yep, he was the Diesel. Called him the Diesel.
I remember the Fun Bunch.
Yep. That's Art Monk and the crew.
Yeah.
And then Pistol Pete was 44. All right, we'll go one more. So Sam.
Okay. Me?
Yep. Crawley. Sorry, it's Crawley.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry. Yep.
No, you're good. That's good. We're only going one more. I'm about out. So I'm the ones I listed. The other one I put was 9.
I mean, a lot of quarterbacks come to mind.
Definitely the weakest group of the ones I've seen.
Burrow and Palmer for the Bengals.
Drew Brees.
You know what? After my last comment, I'm going to refrain from my most recent Cincinnati Red number 9. So I won't even mention his name. Might even be worse than Aquino.
I don't even know. Maybe I'll shut that out of my head. Was that Moustakis? Was he 9?
Mike Moustakis.
Yeah, Moustakis.
Joe Oliver was 9.
Oh, yeah. Slow Joe.
I think Joe Randa was 9 too, wasn't he? Or was he 6?
Oh, my God.
He might have been
scary
6.
You thought of that.
Joe's just popping in my head,
cares?
right? All right. So another number 9, Gordie Howe. That's a shout out for Far hockey.
You missed another maybe top 5 baseball player of all time.
Yeah, Ted Williams.
Yep.
Splendid splinter. All right, let's go with oh man. So there's two that I would like to go with, but we'll just. I guess it's Sam's turn now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
my turn.
And maybe you'll pick one. Maybe you'll pick one of these.
Yeah,
And
maybe we'll see. I'm going to go with number 3.
Number 3?
Number 3.
Nope,
Yep.
that's not
number 3.
Not the. So you've got.
Well, I think of Babe Ruth, but I didn't know he didn't wear a number for most of a lot of his career.
Right, but Babe Ruth is number 3. Allen Iverson, number 3.
Iverson, yeah.
Joe Montana at Notre Dame was 3.
Pretty good former Red Sox player, like 1920s ish, was number 3. Looking at
Hornsby, not Hornsby.
Hornsby, nope.
Red Sox player.
Reds.
Was that Braves? Maybe. I don't know. No, I think he was. He was a Red Sox player. First baseman
From the 1920s.
That's what it says. Yeah, 1925 to 1945.
Couldn't tell you.
Jimmy Fox.
Jimmy Fox. Yeah,
I mean, I've heard of him.
Yep.
No idea what number he was.
Yeah, there's a lot of basketball players are number 3. That's probably the big one.
Big one.
Yeah. Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul wore number 3. A-Rod wore number 3 for the Yankees, I guess.
Yeah. It's one of the numbers that.
I think he wore number 3 before that.
Did he? I remember him being 13.
I think A-Rod wore 3 for the Mariners, and Rangers.
Yeah, A-Rod wore 13.
3
was he
3 is
and then
retired.
he switched to 13 for the Yankees? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
It's
because
retired,
3
yeah.
was
I had it
retired.
backwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Any others?
Okay, last one.
All right, so I'll let you guys choose. There's a couple of them here. So number 8, number 34, and I mean we talked about 5 already. So 8, 34, or 33. Which one do you guys want to do?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
All right, let's go. Let's go 8.
Joe Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe was also number 8 to start there.
Yep.
Wasn't Shakin' Blake at number 8?
He might have been. I'm not 100% sure. Might have been 8.
No, I was trying to think of Bengal quarterbacks. I think he was. I know Anderson was 14.
Yep. Kelly Smith was 11. I was going to throw that in there for you. But
oh, God. You're going to be banned, too. That might be worse than Aquino.
Steve Young, number 8.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cal Ripken Jr., number 8. Yogi Berra, number 8. And Crawley's favorite quarterback of all time, right? Troy Aikman, the Cowboys, number 8.
I didn't know that was my favorite quarterback.
He liked quarterbacks.
He does make his own beer. That's pretty good.
That is true. So yeah, it was fun.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson's number 8.
He's number 8, yeah.
That is right. He is. But we don't talk about that here. What was Roethlisberger? What number was he?
Like 17. Or
no, he was 7. He was 7.
7.
He was 7. Yeah.
7.
Yeah. That's right.
Same. Yeah, that was his number at Miami.
Miami as well. So, all right. All right. I think we're finished here with the show. You got anything for the good of the order?
Oh, the guy that I was talking about for FC Cincinnati His name is Kevin Kelsey. He's from Venezuela, and it's not official yet, but they're still working on trying to bring him in. So he's
trying to bring him in.
19-year-old.
He probably can't start till June or something. Probably, I would guess.
Right.
Whenever the summer transfer window.
He's currently playing in Ukraine, so might be a decent shot that you can get him out
dodging landmines.
Yeah, he's probably looking for anywhere to go right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah. They're saying the nightlife in Ukraine is so much, it's hopping because all of the money that's being filtered in from the United States. So the nightlife is booming over there. So if you're bored here in the United States, go over to Ukraine for the nightlife.
No thanks.
Who knows? All right, so that's going to wrap up our show for the week. Remember, you can find us on YouTube Live when we go live, usually 3:00 on a Sunday afternoon. You can also catch us, if you just go there and you just want to watch the show anytime. Just look at the live section on YouTube under Cincy Sports Scene. And you can find us on all the podcasting platforms under Cincy Sports Scene as well. Next week's show, we're going to talk a little bit about building our own Major League Baseball team, but we only have $15 to do it. And we're going to have a pitcher, a catcher, an infielder, an outfielder, and a manager. So each one of us will get $15, but there will be tiers. There'll be a $5, a $3, a $5, a $4, a $3, a $2, and a $1 players that I'll have on the board. And we'll have to see who comes up with the best team. And we cannot go over our $15. We don't have to spend the $15, but we cannot go over $15 for that. So until next week, everybody take care.
See ya.
See ya.